Right. See,
Right.
technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So
Right.
they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time.
For every hip-hop fan, you've got to ask yourself, why has Suge Knight been mentioned as the man possibly behind the death of Tupac, Biggie, and Eazy-E? Now, you could say these claims are just conspiracy theories, but these theories are also backed by some worrying evidence. After Pac passed away, there have been various reports about who ordered the shooting, but according to Tupac's bodyguard, Big Frank, Suge might actually be behind the shooting.
The FBI released a 349-page document saying that in their findings that Suge Knight and Reggie Wright orchestrated and put a hit on both of them, Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur.
According to various sources, Suge was owing various artists over $100 million. And Pac had threatened to take his masters and leave death row after his last album, The Don Illuminati. But you've also gotta ask, why would a man order a shooting on a car he was also in? Still, Suge is allegedly responsible for the death of Pac's biggest rival as well.
She said that Suge told her, I want you to get a hold of Poochie, figure out what type of money it's going to cost, and tell him that this is what I want done.
Suge allegedly ordered Biggie's shooting from behind bars and paid 25 grand to have it done. Now, whilst these two killings were drive-by shootings, the death of Eazy-E involved no bullets or guns. Back in the late 1980s, Eazy-E's Ruthless Records was what Suge's label would eventually become, the face of hip-hop on the West Coast.
On everybody like that, with bass that's dropping in your face.
But before they would sell millions of records, Eazy-E was just a drug dealer on the streets of Compton. Eazy dropped out of high school when he was in 10th grade and started selling drugs. To survive in the hood where Eazy-E grew up, you have to be either a thug, a player, gangster, athlete, or you sell dope. Eric Wright, aka Eazy-E, sold drugs and even introduced the hustle to his cousin. However, after his cousin was killed, Eazy-E decided to quit the dope game and find a legal way to make money. And this was the time when hip-hop was on the rise all over the country. Therefore, Eazy decided to be a rapper. And just like a number of other success stories, Eazy-E's legendary career began in his parents' garage. After some time, Eazy decided to partner with Jerry Heller. You could say Jerry Heller is the man that managed the rise of West Coast rap, and you won't be wrong. Heller was already a big name in the music industry. He had represented the likes of Marvin Gaye, Tina Turner, and Otis Redding. So, Heller was the right man for Eazy to work with. Eazy-E and Jerry Heller met in March 1987, and although he was just 22 by this time, Eazy-E had been so successful in the dope game. So much that he had managed to save 250 grand from selling marijuana. Eazy invested all that money into the label, and he also decided that he wanted to put his gangsta background and image in his music. And this was how gangsta rap was born. Eazy-E realized that no one was keeping it real. No one was telling stories about what exactly was happening in the streets. Eazy always wanted to work with a local DJ known as Andre Young. Yeah, that's Dre. The man's lived many lives, and I'm just happy for the growth. So, Dre had played at several Eazy-E parties and they were already familiar with each other. Dre was also part of a group known as World Class Wreckin' Crew. Jerry Heller already managed the Wreckin' Crew, so it was easy for Eazy, pun intended, to convince Dre to join Ruthless Records. Dre was gonna produce while Eazy-E was gonna rap. Another rapper called Ice Cube was part of a group called the CIA. This group was also managed by Jerry Heller. So, Eazy-E was once able to convince them to join Ruthless Records. One of Ice Cube's jobs under the label was to ghostwrite for Eazy-E. Now, Ice Cube and Dre also had good chemistry in the studio. The duo wrote the song Boys in the Hood for a group called HBO, which was also signed to Ruthless Records. However, the group rejected the song. Well, I'm glad they did. So Eazy decided that they would form their own group and release the song themselves. And this was how NWA began. Other members of NWA are Arabian Prince, MC Ren, and DJ Yella. NWA made it cool to be a gangsta. They began an evolution that had never been seen before. Without them, hip-hop might have never reached the heights it's hit today. NWA had the ears of the streets and was the voice of the urban youth. Although the group was embroiled in several controversies, they learned to utilize it for their own benefit. Their debut album, Straight Outta Compton, changed hip-hop forever. It's important to mention that Arabian Prince left the group before the album was released. NWA's shock and awe violent lyrics had the entire country in a chokehold.
5 white guys walking together are friends. 5 black guys walking together is a gang. In the police eyes. You know what I'm saying? And they have you like this and head down and you be on the concrete.
The song, F*** the Police, earned the group a letter from the FBI. Yeah, you heard right. Most radio stations banned NWA's music, and MTV also refused to show the video for the song Straight Outta Compton. But despite getting no airplay and their video not being shown on TV, this album still sold over 3 million copies. So who the heck was listening and buying the record? And remember what I said about the group knowing how to utilize controversies for their benefit? Well, the group's leader, Eazy-E, attended a fundraiser for then-President George Bush in 1991, and even donated to his cause. Eazy then stated, basically, I paid $1,500 for $1 million worth of press.
Basically what I did is I paid $1,500 for $1 million worth of press.
NWA thrived on the controversy. At some point during their 1989 nationwide tour, cops often refused to provide security at their shows and events. Straight Outta Compton was released in August 1988. But 3 months later, Eazy-E released his own solo debut record in November of the same year. Easy Does It was another successful release for Ruthless Records. Most of the songs on the record were written by Ice Cube, DOC, and MC Ren, while the producers were DJ Yella and Dr. Dre. However, just as NWA rose to stardom in no time, their problems as a group started just as fast. Ice Cube decided to leave the group in December 1989 over royalty disputes. He wrote most of the lyrics on the Straight Outta Compton album, and he felt he wasn't being compensated well enough for his efforts. 3 years after Ice Cube departed the group, Dr. Dre and the DOC wanted to leave NWA because of similar issues. Dre blamed Jerry Heller for the problems that the group was having. He stated that Heller was playing a divide and conquer game, and rather than taking care of everybody, he only took care of Eazy-E. However, Dre wasn't finding it easy to leave like Ice Cube did. First, he hired the boogeyman. Yeah, you guessed it, Suge Knight, to look into Eazy-E's financials because he had a feeling that Eazy was earning way more than he did. Dre was ready to join another iconic rap label, Suge's Death Row Records. However, Eazy-E refused to release Dre and the DOC, and that's when Suge was put to work. Suge reportedly met Eazy-E in a studio and threatened him with a lead pipe and baseball bats. He told Eazy that he had kidnapped Jerry Heller, then showed him a paper that had his mom's address in it, telling him that he knows where Eazy's mom stays. This is what forced Eazy-E to finally allow the DOC and Dr. Dre to leave for Death Row Records. But the story still doesn't end there. According to Jerry Heller, Eazy-E was planning to kill Suge Knight after this attack. He had thought it through, and Heller stated that Eazy-E would have probably carried out the attack by himself, but he managed to talk Eazy out of it. Still, it seems Eazy-E and Suge Knight's rivalry might have not ended there. Unfortunately, the godfather of gangsta rap announced that he had been diagnosed with HIV/AIDS on the 16th of March 1995, and 10 days later, the legend passed away. However, what surprises everyone is that none of Eazy's closest relatives have caught the same illness. Not his wife, his son, his daughter, or anyone else close to him. So, when Suge spoke about Eazy-E during his interview with Jimmy Kimmel, and termed injecting someone with AIDS the Eazy-E thing, this got many people talking.
Somebody, see,
Right.
technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So
Right.
they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time.
Now, you could say everyone is taking this statement out of context, but one of the rap pioneers, Frost, who was also an artist that was signed to Ruthless Records, also stated that he believes Suge was injected with AIDS.
And I believe this to this day, and I don't care if you guys got it on film, you could tell the world, they gave him tainted needles with acupuncture.
Frost also goes on to make specific insinuations about who he believes injected Eazy-E.
Someone, I won't say the name, but people know the name, because it's the devil's name, giving him tainted needles with the AIDS virus in them through acupuncture.
Eazy-E died at the age of 30, and we surely never got to enjoy this legend's music as much as we should have. What do you guys think about this controversy? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.